Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be making some Guyanese beef and cheese pinwheel, and for this recipe we will start by making the dough first. And here are the ingredients you will need. You will need some bread flour or all-purpose flour. You will need some milk. You will need some sugar, 1 egg, melted butter, and some yeast. Let's get started. So to get started, we will add the sugar, give it a good stir. Then we will add the yeast to some warm milk. We will set it aside and we will start adding the butter and the egg to the flour. Once the egg and the butter is well combined, we will now go in with the yeast mixture. We will mix well until it starts to form a dough. If the liquid is not enough, you could always add a little bit of water. I will transfer this to my countertop and I will knead it until it forms a smooth ball. And this is how your dough should be looking when it's done. Now I will place this in my mixing bowl and I will cover it and let it sit for an hour until it doubles in size. And now for the filling, here are the ingredients that you will need. You will need some ground beef. You will also need some cheese. I have here some ketchup that I have transferred into this bottle so it would be easier for me to distribute onto the pinwheel. I have some green seasoning. This has everything in it. I also have here some soy sauce and some Hoisin sauce. I have some tomato paste. I have some Dijon mustard. And the seasonings I'll be using are complete seasoning, black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. I will be using some bouillon powder and some seasoning salt. Let's continue. So now we'll start seasoning the ground beef, starting with the green seasoning. So in my preheated wok, I will now go in with my ground beef. I will allow this to cook thoroughly before I add anything to it. So now that my beef is thoroughly cooked, I will now go in with my tomato paste and my Hoisin sauce and soy sauce. I will mix these well and then I will sit my lid on here and let this go for about 10 minutes. Just allowing everything to marry I do not have to add anything else to this because I have seasoned the meat well and all the seasonings is already in the meat. So, you don't add anything else because then you will make the meat salty and you don't want that. So this is now done and I will allow this to cool off thoroughly before I start making my pinwheels. So it's been over an hour now and my dough has doubled in size. I will now go ahead and start making my pinwheels. We will need to roll this dough out to like a half of an inch thick, and you could roll it to whatever length you desire. I will roll mine probably like to about 12 to 14 inches. And yeah, we will just get going. It doesn't matter the shape. Whatever shape you want, you can do it like that. It doesn't have to be perfect in shape. Just the length and the width. And that's it. So here I have a baking sheet with some parchment paper that I have prepared, and I will be placing my pinwheels on here to prevent sticking. I also have 1 egg and a brush that I'll be using, and let's get started. First, we will start filling this dough with our ground beef. We will spread it in the middle. You have to leave like around the edges. You want to leave at least 2 inches around the edges. So we will place the ground beef right in the middle. Put as much or as little as you like. It's your choice. Next, we'll add our cheese, placing a thin layer over the beef. And you don't want to over put too much of cheese here because it will run out as it bakes. So you do not want to do that. Then we will start rolling the dough up. We will roll it all the way up to the other end. Then we will put a little bit of egg wash at the end there to seal the edges, because you don't want it opening up in the oven, so you need to seal it down, and we will use the egg wash for that purpose. Once everything is sealed and in place, we will go ahead and start cutting the dough into little pinwheels. You could cut it as thin or as thick as you like. It's your choice. So now I will let these sit for about 20 to 30 minutes before I sit them into the oven. I will now place these in an oven of 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. So after about 25 minutes, my pinwheels are all done. And now I will go ahead and brush them with a little bit of butter. This is totally optional, but I like just to soften up my, dough a little bit by brushing them with butter. I do this to my breads, my tennis rolls, anything that I bake that's bread-like, I brush it with butter. So yeah. Then we will start adding our ketchup right at the top there. We will add some ketchup. Then we will top them with a little bit of cheese. This smells so good, you guys. I cannot wait to dig in. This brings back a lot of memories from Guyana. I used to love a pinwheel. I used to love Chester cakes. I gotta make that soon. And there's a lot of goodies that I love from my homeland that I try to make, and I enjoy it. So now I will go ahead and break one of them so you guys could see the inside. Look at that. There's beef all the way around, and there's cheese, and the bread is soft, and this is just going to be very delicious. It is everything you want in a pinwheel. So flavorful and everything. Okay guys, so this is the finished product of my Guyanese beef and cheese pinwheel. I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe. I will leave all the ingredients and measurements down in the description box, and I will see you next time.